999 mode activated.
Oh, you might like this one. Oh, let's have again.
When crisis strikes,
Right, is anybody breathing?
this is where we turn.
We've got a missing child.
Can you see any part of the baby yet?
The man's about 50 metres away off the net.
People don't call because everything's going hunky-dory.
Go.
It's our emergency services
They're going to kill somebody.
who see firsthand what Britain's really like.
A series of cars having raced. One of them has just stuck his thumb out of the window at 80 miles an hour.
And how it's changing.
Taser deployed.
Jesus.
Well, that's what he was holding.
68 previous.
Oh, you're going to love this one, Kat. It's an 84-year-old bleeding from his penis.
For the nation's ambulance, police and fire services, times have never been tougher.
The thin blue line gets weaker, and if you break that,
Get away from me, now!
who's going to save your bacon?
She's Russian, but she's just lost consciousness. She's on India, mate.
But when it matters most, theirs is still the number
Police emergency.
the nation relies on most.
1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going at that rhythm for me, okay?
Any allergies at all?
Yeah, fucking police.
I'm just scared about her.
Yeah, I know you're scared. You're doing really well.
Is there anything else you need from us?
I'm so apologise.
Nothing to apologise for, honestly.
Oh, fuck off me!
Pull her back, grab her head.
Right across the UK, the overwhelming majority of crime has always been committed by men.
He's punched me in the face.
But the balance is shifting.
How can you arrest us? You was going to let me go to the hospital.
Right, listen, and I'm...
In Wiltshire, offences committed by women have leapt by 63% in the past 5 years.
I wouldn't expect to suffer that kind of a violence from a woman.
What's driving this female crime wave?
Young women that we see are more vocal, they are more empowered. Women bottle people nowadays.
Police emergency, can I help?
There's a female attacked another female in the marketplace tonight. She's by the Black Swan.
By the Black Swan, OK. 2 females fighting.
Grabbing hold of her hair and dragging her to the floor, kicking her when she's down.
The call handlers in Wiltshire Police's 999 emergency control room have become increasingly used to taking calls about violence perpetrated by women.
I need police to Kings Hill service station.
Can you explain to me what's happening?
One woman that smacked me right in the head.
The fights we get at night, quite a considerable amount of them can often be females fighting.
My friend, you don't even know. Go away. No, I can't touch you. She smacked me right in the head.
Right.
And having seen it on the CCTV, I think if I was a police officer, I'd rather go to two blokes having a fight than 2 women. And I don't mean that in a sexist manner. They can be very vicious.
Police emergency. What's going on there, please?
My brother and his wife are having a domestic.
Right, so is it kicking off there? Is she being violent?
Yes, she has been very violent towards me and my whole family.
I mean, women would have a fight when I used to go out the clubs. You know, you get the odd one that throw her handbag at you or something. So you still had it. You still had the potential, but I just think it's grown.
Over the last 4 years, Wiltshire has seen a 128% increase in the number of 999 calls about women involved in incidents of violence.
Is the offender still at the scene?
Apparently she's hid. I don't know where she's gone, but apparently she's hid.
What's making women so violent?
I have no idea. I don't know.
QJ, Delta Whiskey 65, I can go to them.
PC Nia Traguna, who has worked with the police in Swindon for her entire career, has also noticed the change.
Over the last 20 years, for me, I feel like women have become more aggressive, more abusive, and
just as bad as men. I mean, to an extent, men are stronger, but girls can be more aggressive sometimes, which I think is really sad. I joined the Guides, Venture Scouts, Duke of Edinburgh Award. I was Safi from Absolutely Fabulous.
It's shortly before midnight in Swindon, and a call has been received from a concerned resident about a group of unruly girls.
Curly hair, wearing black trainers, there's a multi-coloured top one.
PC Nathan Perry is dispatched to assist colleagues who have apprehended a 14-year-old believed to be involved in the trouble.
All right, my love.
I'm down, right? You've been...
Right. Do I need to nick you?
No, fuck off.
At this moment, you're placed under PPO for your own protection.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you gonna come over to the car?
No, fuck off.
Okay, we'll come over to the car. Lovely.
I am arresting more volatile females than I have done ever before.
What we're trying to do is to get you home to a place of safety.
I'm going when I want.
You're not going home when you want.
Are you my mum? No, you're not. You're my friend.
No, I'm a police officer who's
going to take you to cells.
If you're not going to go home, calm yourself down and just stay where you are.
Some of them are just completely fearless.
You need to get the fuck off me now.
They've got no consequences to their actions.
It's now midnight and you're out walking on your own. So all we want to do is take you home.
No, fuck off. I'll walk in myself.
Well, no, that's not going to happen.
You have a small proportion of teenage girls causing public annoyance and public nuisance.
It's ridiculous. It can all
be handed.
Do not kick me, okay?
At this time,
Stand my fucking foot then, G-Bar.
At this
Get off me now.
You're under arrest for assault, police. You don't have to say anything but allow me defence.
If you do not mention one question,
Fuck off.
Get off me.
anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Necessity to prevent any further harm. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take you and put you on the floor.
Fuck off me.
Pull it back, grab a head.
There's a woman off on one, I suppose they're more difficult to contain.
Do you really want us to wrap you up so you cannot move and tie your legs together? Is that going to be necessary?
Sure.
Start kicking out again, leg restraints are going to go on.
I was disciplined. I was well-mannered because those are the attributes that were instilled in me when I was a child growing up.
Don't start spitting.
You spit to shut you down.
So to be abusive towards a grown-up was abhorrent, you know, you just didn't do it.
This is boring, hurry up.
It is boring, I'll give you that. Do you know what? It's the
First sensible thing you said all evening. This is boring.
This could have all been avoided, couldn't it?
Yeah, if you don't fucking follow me like a little creep, you little pussy, get off me.
We're about to put you in the back of a police van. Now then.
Get off me.
Lovely. You grab hold of her arm, mate. Onto her feet. Lovely. Start walking. There we go.
What values do you try and instill in your daughters?
We've enrolled them into Taekwondo because I wanted them to have confidence and discipline and respect. I don't want to have bratty children, and I think a lot of responsibility is on the parents to instill manners and respect and self-worth on their children. And if the children haven't got that, then I think it's difficult to go back and get it, because when they're younger, it's when they're being programmed for their life, in essence.
We need you to speak to us because we need to get some information off you so that we can look after you. And so we know if you've got anything wrong with you, if you need to see anybody or anything like that. So we really need you to speak to us.
Young women that we see are more vocal, they are more empowered, they do feel stronger. I think a lot of women just don't know what the boundaries are, and so they're just louder and more obnoxious. It's like women bottle people nowadays.
Well, we've got nothing to do with the investigation. All we're here for and interested in is your welfare.
We were free as birds when we were 16 to go out and cause whatever mayhem we wanted, but we did it within boundaries.
Got called to a report of disorder. When they arrived, it was a large disorder. They've called for backup. Officers have gone to try and stop her. Unfortunately, she's refused to engage and carried on going. We did have concerns at that time. She was 14 years old. She's then become extremely aggressive. She's then kicked, one of our officers, one of my colleagues that was restraining her. She's been verbally warned a second time not to kick out, and she's then kicked out for a second time. At that point, she's been arrested for assault police.
You tend to get the young juvenile females who'll come in who think it's funny. It's all a game. It's almost like they've got male bravado.
I'm going to authorise detention here so that we can secure and preserve evidence, and then also to obtain evidence from you by way of questioning, which would be an interview.
I did get nicked once when I was 15 years old for being drunk and disorderly, but once was enough. And I can still remember looking down and seeing my dad's black shiny shoes because he'd come to collect me, and the shame I felt knocked the stuffing out of me, so I would never going to do that again. Lesson learned, respect.
All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit.
It's all, they just live in a different world.
It's 11 o'clock, Thursday morning.
Can I have a latte, please?
Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you.
Police emergency.
Hello, someone's just stolen my wallet.
Okay.
It's got all my money. I haven't got any more money, and my bank card.
Okay.
A call is coming in from a distressed victim of a robbery.
She just came banging at the doors, woke me up. She was telling me she was waiting for my daughter to arrive. I thought, hang on, no, Sonia's at work, Sonia's at work. No, you can't. She pushed past me. And I thought, what? Change of tack. And I looked around, my wallet's gone.
PC John Simpson is closest to the man's address.
We'll be with you fairly shortly. Some lovely officers will be with you, and we will find her for you, okay?
Over the last 4 years, in Wiltshire, the number of 999 calls about thefts committed by female offenders has leapt by 50%.
On the side, was it?
According to the bank, the nationwide has already been used.
I need to get a statement off you first, and then we can go and get the CCTV from the shop, and then go from there. So I know it doesn't, at the moment, seem very good that it's been used in the shop, but the beauty for us is that there probably is going to be some CCTV. Dealing with suspects that I deal with, there are a lot of women that commit these sort of offences. It's probably more commonplace than members of the public would think. How would you describe her, Roger?
Called Piper Kate, wearing a quilted blue coat, jeans, trainers.
How old would you say she was?
20s, mid-20s.
I think he'd probably be quite embarrassed by it. It's the male ego, isn't it, and male pride, that if an act has been committed on them by a female, it demasculates them, which will then stop them wanting to talk to us or talk to anybody about what's happened. There probably is a percentage of crimes that happen where women have committed the crime that aren't reported to us by men. Describe for me in your own words how this has made you feel.
Weak, angry. It's like being invaded, violated, really. You know, someone's just walked in and helped themselves. You know, it just makes me angry.
If someone knocks on your window and you don't recognise who they are, and you're not expecting anyone, and you're worried, then call us, don't answer the door. If it was to be a man breaking in, I think he'd probably be more inclined to actually try and physically stop him from entering the property.
That knock on the window happens to be the trademark of quite a few of my friends who come along.
I think the majority of men would reluctantly use force on a female, even if it's to stop a crime. One, just because that's nature, I guess, not to do that. And secondly, from fear of reprisals. When was it you last saw that your wallet was there?
When I woke up.
It's even hard for us as police, when there are females that we need to use force against. For me, a lot more thought process goes into that use of force against a woman than what I would against a man. Where's it been used?
It's the first shop you come to on the right-hand side.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right, what's your name, sorry?
John.
John, OK, thank you, John.
No worries. Hello, how you doing? Someone had their card stolen this morning. That was used contactlessly here at about 9:44 this morning. Can I have a run through your CCTV?
The corner shop's CCTV identifies the woman.
Oh, OK. Yeah, that's it.
an offender well known to Wiltshire police.
Come this side.
Come on, get my solicitor.
Right, what have you got?
Fucking hell, what ain't you got? Shoplifting.
Is that a wig?
Alright, you got nothing on me.
We're seeing a greater number of female offenders coming into custody. There are occasions when you're booking 5 or more females in a day. Who do you use solicitor-wise?
Read.
Women have the right to vote, they have the right to get the same pay as men, and they have the right to commit the same crimes as men.
It's not only just they don't own it.
The thought that females are the gentler sex has gone. Consumed any alcohol today?
No.
Any non-prescribed drugs?
What's that mean, Class A?
Yes.
Yeah.
What you had?
Crack cocaine.
She's come into custody on many occasions for shoplifting. She's a drug user, so she has to feed that habit.
The number of women arrested by Wiltshire police for drug offences has more than doubled over the last 5 years.
I know for a fact that a lot of people my daughter knows are either addicts themselves or friends of addicts. You know, it's her age group, you know, it's that generation.
Any allergies at all? Anything you're allergic to?
Yeah, fucking police.
Yes, I know, but anything else? On quite a few cases, yeah, something happening when these girls are younger, yeah, is the catalyst that puts them over into drugs, crime, and so on. Right, do you want something to eat? Cup of tea, 3 sugars. It's something that I think is going to continue growing.
At Gable Cross Police Station, a 12-year-old victim of a teenage girl gang has come to give a statement to local crime investigator Alex Doughty.
This interview is being carried out in a video interview room at Gable Cross Police Station in Swindon. So tell me why you think you're here today.
Because yesterday this girl who used to go to my primary school kept running over to me and then they just kept shouting at me.
So what exactly was she saying?
Like, she started shouting that she was going to get a load of people on me that she knows. Because of, there's an incident last week that I told my mum about and then she told the police about.
Do you mind quickly telling me what that incident was?
They tried setting fire to my hair.
Morgan has been bullied for the past 5 years by the same group of girls, and the group's got quite big. She would walk to the local shop and be attacked, go into her school. She was jumped by a big gang of girls. It's absolutely disturbing. So disturbing, it's unreal.
How did that feel?
Like, it felt really painful at first, but then, like, the pain kind of went away.
If Morgan had hairspray in her hair, she wouldn't have a hair left on her head and she would have been scarred. The girl just laughed and thought it was hilarious.
You said that she'll get some people to come round.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think she meant by that?
She did say she was going to get this, like, gang on me that she knows.
Okay. Do you know how many that would be?
Probably about 10 to 11.
10 to 11.
Life isn't what I grew up in. Today's generation is aggression, violence, drug abuse. You see a girl gang now in Swindon, it's terrifying. They're pulling out knives.
Did they look threatening to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How did this make you feel?
I'm really scared.
Really scared, yeah. What were you afraid they might do?
I don't really know, like, because they could do all sorts of stuff.
This violence, it started off through a simple top that she wore, the same as one girl. They beat her up, tied her down, stripped her off naked. It's devastating because she comes home and the fear in her, it was just unreal. It made me so scared for her.
And did you feel threatened by this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I couldn't really sleep properly, and then like when I had to go to school, I wake up and I just not want to go to school.
Why is that?
Because of she could just come up to me at any time and she could be like anywhere.
I had to cradle her to sleep for a few nights. I had to make sure she felt safe again. She was so drained, and physically and emotionally, it wasn't my child that I'd been raising for so long. It was like I was staring at a completely different child.
Is this the first time?
No.
No?
Us women shouldn't be like that. Females are meant to be love, caring. They're supposed to be inspiring to their children. As a mother, I'd be ashamed of my child if she was like that. So ashamed.
Have there been any other incidences of violence?
A couple of months ago, she's punched me in the face.
Do you have any idea why she did that?
No.
No?
To make a good mum, you have to give them love, affection, and just to show them that you care. And if you haven't got that, then how do you expect your child to be caring and loving to other people?
Hello, police emergency, how can I help?
I've just been assaulted.
Do you know who it was?
It was a man and his wife.
It's 4 p.m, Christmas Eve. And in the police control room, a worrying report is coming in.
The wife got out of the car and started to pull my hair, started to slap me. She was kicking me. She was shouting at my children in the car.
All right.
Shouting at them monkeys.
Okay, you're safe and sound now.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Okay.
In the car with me were my 3 children. I'd gone to the church. Or they were like, oh, when is Santa going to come? You know, are we gonna stay up late? I was coming from the main road, they were coming out of the side road, and the lady stuck the finger out at me. And when I went to the cash point, she then came in my face, shouting, screaming, abuse, and they were talking very racially. The male turned to the car, making gestures of monkey, shouting at the kids.
With the perpetrators seemingly about to leave, the situation escalates.
The lady was kicking and punching me. I was in the corner. So I held her 2 hands and I said to her, I'm not going to touch you because you're heavily pregnant. I wouldn't expect to suffer that kind of a violence from a woman. I was fighting for my life, but more importantly, I was worried, sick for the children. I could hear the kids crying, and I was praying for one thing: don't come out of the car to save me. Sorry. You know, you should just be taking it easy, not looking for a fight. You would want your own safety, your baby's safety. I didn't think she was thinking about that at all. God help that child, I can tell you.
PC's Tom Gregory and Chris White are heading out of Swindon to arrest the female and her partner.
She shouldn't be too hard to identify
because she's pregnant.
Right, okay.
Accompanying them are PC's Jeff Biddle and Vicky Barker.
Society will assume that your pregnant lady is all soft and nurturing and lovely and nesting at home, not putting people to the floor and fighting in the street. Hey, every day's a school day. I guess even a baby doesn't necessarily change people's natural way of acting.
Can you show all units status 6, please, at the traveller site? So it's that caravan thing? Yeah. Brilliant.
Hello there, hi. I'll explain to you why we're here, all right? There's an allegation that was that's been made. Both of you are suspected of committing a racially aggravated assault.
What's this about, please?
But I've
We've got to go to the
actually
hospital right now.
Okay. For 10 o'clock. I am overdue and I need
You're
to...
overdue, are you? You're about ready to pop?
Well, no,
okay.
I am over a week due and I've got to have the baby moved and everything.
Fine. Okay, all right.
We didn't quite realise Hazel was so far gone with the pregnancy. We didn't plan to go and arrest them on the day that they were having their child. It just happened to be a bit of a coincidence, unfortunately.
Now, the fact that you're overdue means that might make it a little bit tricky for us to obviously arrest you and take you into the station.
I've got a friend in the force who's delivered a baby in the back of a police car before, but certainly I don't want it happening in custody. I don't think the custody sergeant would have been particularly pleased with me.
Okay. I need to search the premises.
For what?
I need to look for clothing that was worn at the time. Inquiries have led us to believe that you're there. No.
You can't search our property. You've got to go to hospital, Hazel, come on.
Okay. What I'm going to do right now, okay, is that I'm going to arrest both of you on suspicion of offences of... Listen to me. I'm arresting you on suspicion of racially aggravated Section 4A public order and racially aggravated ABH.
We can go with the property now because you're under arrest.
Now, while you're detained under arrest,
you don't need a warrant, mate.
Okay, under Section 32, all right, we can search any premises occupied or controlled by both of you, all right?
How can you arrest us? You was going to let me go to the hospital.
Right, listen, and I'm still going to do that.
What is this jumper?
Right, okay. I believe that that's what you were wearing at the time. It was a light blue-green coloured hoodie and then a dark-coloured cap, all right? So I'm going to seize those as evidence.
We did our best to be reasonable human beings, not robot police officers that are just like, I can't see past my handcuffs, this is what's happening. So they were arrested. We then had our powers to do the search, and we could do everything else slow time.
I've got to be in the hospital for 10 o'clock and you're here doing this because of a fucking allegation.
So there's ways that we can deal with stuff, and cooperating is the best way.
Oh, is it?
And if we're not going to consent, then we have to invoke the other powers.
No.
This will be sorted shortly, all right?
Bunch of dickheads, you know that. Jumped up little pricks, isn't they? Dirty, smelly fucks.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, it's okay, isn't it?
With the evidence seized, the male suspect is taken in for questioning.
Hazel, I'm de-arresting you for that offence, but we still need to speak to you about it.
No.
We're going to take James.
Well, obviously, I know.
We're going to have to interview him.
Thank you very
much.
much.
At the very least, you can get to the thing. Now, how am I going to...
No, I'm not going to hospital. I'm not going to go without James, because if they turn the baby and I get induced then and I go into labour, I am not being on my own.
Get yourself to the hospital, get yourself sorted, and I'll give you a call to arrange a time for you to come in to be interviewed, all right?
Yeah, you can piss off.
All right, OK, thank you.
Thank you.
I guess there might have been potential he might have missed the birth of his child. But at the same time, they both committed this horrific offence.
She's banging on about being pregnant. 5 weeks ago, she assaulted somebody, so, yeah.
Hazel had the baby that same day. As it turned out, Jamie was released and managed to get to the hospital in time for the birth. I think we gave him about 6 weeks until we got back in touch and said we need you to come and be interviewed.
Could I ask you to state your full name for me, please?
Yeah, Hazel Ann Richardson.
The reason you're here is just for me to ask you if you can give an account of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, it's Christmas Eve. Gone to the shop.
and this lady in her car come round to go down the street, but she couldn't go nowhere because there was a van in the way. So if she just let us go, she would have been able to get down there. So I'm like, you're a fucking dickhead. We both swore at each other, stuck fingers at each other. She's come charging at James, going for James. I've got out of the car. I've got in between them. There was like a scuffle in that. And honestly, I couldn't get her off me. James struggled as well. Eventually got her off, and we've got in the car and we've gone.
In my opinion, that looks like you're making monkey gestures.
Not at all. Do it again.
When I came to see the CCTV of it, it was even worse than I'd anticipated.
So when she fell, did you have hold of her?
I was nowhere near her. I was stood on the pavement when she tripped over.
She's fell and hit her head on the back of a car. I ain't gonna lie, I pissed myself laughing because I thought it's funny. You would have laughed. Honestly, the way she fell, I've never seen someone fall like it.
It didn't seem to me that motherhood had changed Hazel's approach. It certainly hadn't sort of softened her personality or demeanour.
Anything about what you've told me that you'd like to change?
No, I don't need to change anything because that's what happened.
She's building a family. What is she passing on to our children?
I certainly feel a real sadness for that child growing up in that environment. So often we see parents like that, and then 15, 16 years later, that child getting involved in petty crime and things because that's what they've learned. It's all learned behaviour.
Women that I've dealt with have children. Priorities change, and I've seen it. I've seen people finally move themselves away from the problem for their child. I hope Hazel and her baby never have any further dealings with the police. I hope she's more compassionate, physically and emotionally.
James and Hazel were both convicted at court. James received an 8-week suspended sentence and a community order. Hazel was just issued with a community order.
On a personal level, the fact that Hazel was the instigator in the violent side of it, I guess there's a feel that almost she's been let off, maybe a little bit lenient. She's got a young baby to look after, and is that a child that's going to have to go into care if she gets 8 weeks in prison?
She knew she was having a baby at the time of the crime, so the baby should not be on our way when she received her punishment for the crime. Because a time out with the baby might actually tell her next time, you don't do that.
I think some people feel that everybody should be treated the same, and I think they see that as equality, but it has such a detrimental impact when a woman goes into prison. The family is split up, potentially the mother loses contact with the child. It's whether or not it actually serves a purpose for society. Does that person really, really, really need to be there? Is that really the right place for them to be?
Police emergency.
Hi, I just want to report something that just happened. But basically, it's all like a gang of kids. There's 2 girls and loads of boys in there.
Were they fighting the girls, or were they just arguing amongst
They were
themselves?
throwing stuff at them and then saying, like, obviously they're going to beat them up. And you know how they talk in their language.
Increasingly, young women appear to be perpetrating violence in groups.
Basically, the girl was getting angry. So it's just shouting and laughing and that, trying to get her to fight or whatever. I've never seen anything like that.
We'll try and find them, okay?
It's 7 o'clock, Thursday evening.
Police emergency. Just seen a group of kids attacking a young girl, pushed to the floor, kicking her and everything. So how many are in the group? There was about 50 or so. So a group of 15 years and a female was pushed to the floor? Yeah.
Fighting outside the dress, might be a girl with a head injury potentially.
She's on the floor at the moment, kind of with head injuries. Oh, right, okay. There's 3 or 4 girls in the group who were kicking her while she was on the floor. She was on the floor, covering her head, and they were kicking her, punching her.
I think if you go back through history, there are always accounts of angry young men and angry gangs of men, and that's probably due to the social norms at the time.
What's happened? Where's the blood come from? You want to tell me the story?
Basically, there's been beef between me and some girl because she's been chatting shit, and I grabbed hold of one of the other girls, she pushed me to the floor and we started having a fight.
Right.
And then she kicked her in the face and everything.
Right,
The girl
okay.
kicked her. Yeah,
Okay.
did she start crying? She didn't get away with any blood or anything, but she had blood pissing from her nose and her mouth.
Yeah, I can see, obviously, I can see.
Yeah, and it's
You get common refrains of boys will be boys, and much more now, certainly women are saying, why can't I behave in that way?
So from what you told me, the two of you ended up scrapping on the floor, basically, and you've ended up with your bloody nose and stuff. Where's the nose come from? What's caused that? Yeah, no, I mean, what was it that caused that?
She kicked and punched her in the face.
We see more gang culture with young women fighting each other, and it's sometimes worn as a bit of a badge of honour if something's come to violence. We're seeing more confidence with women to engage in kind of that kind of conflict.
What are you intending to do now, at the moment? Go home? Would you be happy for me to take you home, or at least come home with you, just so at least I can speak to your mum, just to let her know that she's at work? Is there anybody at home? Your brother? Okay, all right. All right, okay, I'll let you all get off, all right? Good night.
If they're seeing cues from a young age from the way that men are behaving and being seen that actually I can aspire to the same kind of jobs and the same roles in society, it's only natural that that's also going to come through into the criminal side of things.
Police emergency.
I need someone removed from my property.
Okay, are they there now?
Yeah.
Okay, is that them in the background I can hear?
Yes. I'd like you to leave. Leave my fucking property now.
Right, sir, can you hear me?
She's kicking my car in now.
If they're not disciplined at home, then how can they go out into the world and respect the rules and regulations outside when they don't have it at home even?
I can't kick in my car! Right. She just kicked the shit out of my car.
Mothers create a stable society. We are supposed to be the ones who demonstrate to our younger generation how to behave.
And is she leaving the property now?
Yeah, she's just driving off.
Right, okay.
The women that I knew were my mum and my immediate female family. They were role models. I didn't see the bad side of females and all their other kind of lives that they live.
Oh my God, she just crashed her fucking car.
It's 10 o'clock on Saturday evening, and a neighbouring force are on the line with a troubling report.
Hello, is that Wiltshire?
It is, yes.
Hello, I've just had a niner from someone in our area relating to an offence in your area.
Okay.
He has had a call from his ex-sister-in-law, so brother's ex-wife. Rang him, slurring her words, thinks she's drunk or under the influence of something. She's in the care of the children. She sounds like a bit of a handful. Her brother has quite a lot of issues with her, but this is the first time that she's rang him. She's rang him at work, which he says is even more out of character. She's never done that.
Hiya.
By the time PC Traguna arrives, two of her colleagues have already found the mother drunk and placed her under arrest.
Hi, darling. Have you got a brother?
Brother-in-law.
Have you texted him or messaged him at all tonight?
I don't remember.
Now, I know you've had a drink tonight. Is that part of the reason why you can't remember, or is it you don't want to remember, or...?
No, it's not I don't want to.
We've been told by your brother-in-law that the messages contain some
Oh, he's a
form of
prick.
It just seems to be just scary. It's a scary world out there at the moment.
I just want to go to sleep. Oh, fuck.
All right. Right, just concentrate about breathing in. Just breathe in through your nose.
I just deal with people and deal with them the best I can, really. Therefore, I don't know who's got the answers.
You're clearly intoxicated, which means you're not capable of looking after children at the moment.
I'm not drunk.
Well, I beg to differ, my darling.
I want to go see my children.
Well, they're upstairs in bed. Hello, I'm a police officer. Basically, the police have been called to this address. The girls are fine, but your daughter is very intoxicated and she's incapable of looking after the children.
The role of a mother is so important. It's up to the next generation to show the younger females how to behave.
Social services will be informed and hopefully they'll give us some support. I think what it sounds like is
She's on her own, isn't she?
Yeah, she's on her own. She's not happy. It's all very complex.
Oh,
but yeah, we'll do a thorough report, mate. We'll do it.
Oh, you got the children's details?
Yeah, we've got it all.
Yeah.
Police emergency.
Hello, it's Tesco's Operator Way.
Hello.
I've got two young females that are well known to Wiltshire Police, been arrested numerous times. They're abusing members of staff and customers entering the store.
I'm a mother and I'm guilty of making mistakes, but not at the expense of my child. Between myself and her dad, it's our job as her parents to both be strong characters and strong support for her. If you instill the right morals and values into anyone starting early, you've got more chance of them being a bit more respectful as they grow older. And unfortunately, it feels a little bit like there's a part of society that just doesn't do that.
My ex-girlfriend has just put a brick through my window, and now she's just trying to put her own chuck a brick through me, and now she's running down the road.
That role model is so vitally important that the ones without it are the ones who might struggle to take the right paths and make the right choices.
It's a 25-year-old female, drunk and incapable, in the street, and vulnerable.
If as a mother, you're behaving in a way that is going against society, against the law, then it's no wonder your child will think that that's an acceptable way to behave.
She not only kicked me in the bollocks, she also trashed my bedroom.
With my daughter, I'm just hoping she'll realise that it's a much safer and nicer place at home to be than it is in a police station.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, I know.
The 14-year-old girl who treated officers to a foul-mouthed tirade has not been in trouble with the police since.
Fucking hell, what ain't you got? Shoplifting.
The woman accused of stealing a wallet was found guilty of theft and fraud and sentenced to 8 months in prison.
Consumed any alcohol today?
No.
Any non-prescribed drugs?
What's that mean, Class A?
Yes.
Yeah.
What you had?
Crack cocaine.
And she was ordered to go for drug rehabilitation. She has also been found guilty of 8 further theft and 2 fraud offences.
I've got me in the hospital for 10 o'clock and you're here doing this because of a fucking allegation.
Having been sentenced for racially aggravated assault, Hazel Richardson has since been found guilty of further public order and vehicle offences.
I just want to go to sleep. Oh, fuck.
All right.
The police referred the incident of the mother who was found drunk in charge of her children to social services.
I want to go see my children.
Well, they're upstairs in bed.
And it was determined that no further action was required.
There's an incident last week that I told my mum about and then she told the police about.
The bullying, which Morgan was experiencing at the hands of the other girls, has now stopped.
She did say she was going to get this, gang on me that she knows.
Okay.
With the support of her family, she has managed to put the shocking events behind her, and she is now busy working hard towards her GCSEs.
Maybe because they've got such a close family, that's the reason why my children don't run riot. So not being vicious and spiteful. Maybe this is what these other kids are lacking, especially females.